Yo, it's your homeboy Kiiro in the building. Welcome to episode 18 of my One Piece discussion series. In this episode, we talk about my homeboy Zoro and his path to becoming the strongest swordsman in the world, as well as his journey afterward. It's basically a timeline of Zoro's journey, or his journey in the new world. So I'm basically looking at this infographic right here that you should see as well, and I'm just like speaking from the top of my head as I'm looking at this. So let's go. Now, if you notice, you have like the big stuff and smaller circles and all that, and the big is like the last, the smallest is the first, and top is the last, the bottom is the first. That's the way it is, and these represent one-on-one fights that Zoro will have. And there are fights that might happen that I haven't brought up. This doesn't represent all of the fights Zoro's gonna have, just the one-on-ones that I strongly think are gonna happen, and in order that of how they're gonna happen. Because naturally, it's the strongest will be last, and the first will be like the weakest. So that's how I've done it. So first of all, he's gonna fight the either a vice admiral or the CP0. I don't know who's gonna fight first, but I'm gonna assume it's a vice admiral. I didn't bother putting the CP0 thing because I think they're, we can't really say what level they are right now. So yeah, I think they're gonna fight a CP0 guy after the vice admirals, and the vice admiral he's gonna fight is gonna be Onigumo. I might have messed up the name. Forgive me about that. For that rather, and it's the guy. It's basically the guy with the spider hair. Thingamajigam. So he's gonna have his two hands with two swords, and his hair with the eight swords. So 8 + 2, that's 10. 10 sword style versus Zoro's Ashura, which is 9 swords because it's 3 × 3. Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. And that's one reason why I think it's really gonna happen, because in my opinion, right, Zoro is kind of on vice admiral level already. That's just my opinion. We can talk about it in the comments if you want, but yeah, I think Zoro's already on vice admiral level. But I'm more confused why they haven't fought already. But it is what it is. We'll get it when we get it. And I think it's gonna be a wasted opportunity if these two do not fight, because of the reasons I just stated. The 8 versus 9 thing is gonna be pretty sick. Yeah, and that's it. The CP0, we don't know how strong they are, so I really don't know where to put them on this list. But yeah, that's it for CP0. I just felt I had to mention them because he will fight 1-on-1 with a CP0 member. Next, we have the supernovas, and the thing with supernovas is, just like Luffy keeps increasing in strength, Kid and Law also increase their strength with him as the story progresses. So they could be the last and the strongest, or they could be the first and the weakest, depending on when Oda wants to put them. But if I was Oda, this is where I would put them, and that's why I put them here on this list. Because, in my opinion, Luffy versus Kid is not going to be as interesting as Luffy versus Akainu or Luffy versus Blackbeard. And that's why, I've put them right there, right before the Admirals and stuff. And, yeah, Zoro's going to fight Killer from the Supernova tier list, So after he beats, Killer is going to be confirmed, I don't know what level to call that, but yeah, that's that for his fight. His next fight is going to be against Admiral Fujitora, and this will be while Luffy is fighting Akainu. So yeah, while Luffy is fighting Fleet Admiral, Sanji and Zoro will be fighting admirals, and that's why I made this purple for Fujitora. And as a swordsman, 1-on-1, I can definitely see this happening. The next is Sub Yonko, which is not exactly Yonko level, not literally Yonko level, but a very strong character that's above Admiral level, and this is going to be Shiryu of the Rain. And what do you call it? Some people think that Shiryu is stronger than Mihawk. I disagree. I think Mihawk is stronger. But some people say, oh, Shiryu is gonna kill Mihawk, and that's when Zoro is gonna have revenge from Mihawk. But there's no reason for Zoro to have revenge. He doesn't. Why should he care about Mihawk? Then Mihawk and what Shanks is to Luffy is nothing compared to what what Mihawk is to Zoro, rather, is nothing compared to what Shanks is to Luffy. It's nothing compared to what Yasop is to Usopp. You know what I'm saying? So, basically, this Sub Yonko thing is going to be when Luffy's fighting Blackbeard. That's when Zoro is going to fight Shiryu. After that, we get the Mihawk fight, because it's a really big waste if Oda kills Mihawk prematurely. Okay, Oda could show us the Shiryu versus Mihawk fight, but that's not going to be as interesting as Zoro versus Mihawk. You get what I'm saying? If Shiryu beats Mihawk, then there's no real. Okay, you could have Mihawk first and then Zoro will fight Shiryu after that, but I don't see the point, because once again, I think Mihawk is stronger than Shiryu. I think Mihawk is on Shanks level. Obviously, Shanks is going to be slightly stronger because he has all that haki stuff going for him. But let's assume they have the same level of haki. If that were the case, right? If they had exactly the same level of haki, I think they'd be like twins in terms of strength, because these two are sparring partners, and Mihawk doesn't seem to have any scars on him, and the only scars we've seen on Shanks are Well, he has his arm missing, and we know where he got that from, and he has the scar in his eye. We know where he got that from as well. So this yellow bit right here, right where it has Yonko, that stands for Mihawk because of Mihawk's yellow eyes. And at this point in the story, you might say, okay, if Zoro is gonna fight Mihawk, then what is Luffy gonna be doing? I really don't know what Luffy's gonna be doing at that point. This might be the point where Zoro leaves the crew, or he might just be like, okay, I have to do this for myself. You guys chill here and watch, and I'm gonna be this guy and become the world's strongest swordsman. But basically, people have predicted that Luffy is become the series isn't gonna end when Luffy becomes Pirate King. He's gonna become Pirate King, and after he becomes Pirate King, he's gonna do what Roger couldn't do. That's the prediction that people have made, and I agree with that. And that's gonna be around this yellow thing. So around the same time that Luffy becomes Pirate King, that's when Zoro is gonna beat Mihawk and become the world's strongest swordsman. After that, he's gonna do what Roger didn't do or couldn't do, and that's to conquer the Gorosei and all that good stuff. Now, this has been a sort of a long video, a sort of informal video. I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless, and as always, thank you guys for watching.